Fusion, reporting from somewhere on Space Earth, morning drive to work. Anyway, I was just dropping off the minigram at school this morning because Tuesday's my school drop-off day, and she plays trumpet, right, in class, and I was thinking back to my last semester of high school playing the tuba. So it's my last semester of high school, right? And like a week and a half into the last semester, I get called in the office and they're like, hey, look, you don't have enough elective credits to graduate high school this semester, so you need to pick 2 electives. Now, get that it's like 10 days after school's already started, so it's slim pickings on the electives. So the electives I get are band and Shakespeare. So I show up at the band class, right? But I'm way late to the class. And the only instrument left in the entire band is the tuba. Now, I'd never played a musical instrument in my life at that point. So here I am. I got the big, giant, horrible tuba. And I hated it. I hated band. And it was band class with all the band nerd kids and the whole thing. But the deal is like the tuba is like bass. So it's the bass for the rest of the band, right? And so it really stands out, right? It's the bass. And I sucked at the tuba. And I would never practice. And I hated it. And I had a conflict because I had to use, I shared the tuba with a kid in the marching band or something, right? So we had this big conflict about the tuba that we were both using because he was super serious about his tuba playing, and me, I didn't care. I was busy thinking about surfing, and so I just dragged my feet so radically on it, but it gets like halfway through the semester, right? And the music teacher's like, look, dude, you're not going to pass the class. You're just not going to pass the class unless you get super serious about the tuba and realize I didn't want to be in high school any longer. So I was like, but I think he tells me this in front of the class because I would always just come in stoned and post surfing and the whole thing. So he tells me this, but the hottest is the band class rallies around me, right? The band class rallies around me, and there's the final of the class is a big performance, a big band performance. So the class rallies around me, and they each take turns tutoring me at reading music and playing the tuba and doing the whole thing. It becomes like an after-school special almost, where all the nerdy band kids adopt the retarded stoner surfer kid and help him learn to play the tuba so he can pass the class and get out of their hair. Basically, what they wanted was just to get me out of their hair. And the only way they knew to get me out of their hair was to teach me to play the tuba and move me through the system. So here it was, spending all this time. Now I'm showing up early before class. I'm staying after late, trying to figure out this stupid tuba. And eventually the big performance comes, and I squeak through the performance playing the tuba, and I graduated the tuba class and I got out of high school. But man, so when I saw when I see the minigram going off with the little trumpet, I'm like, I wish I had gotten the trumpet, but alas, I was the last guy in class, so I got the tuba. But I guess the thing is I'm super encouraging of musical instruments. I think one of my things in life is I always am kind of bummed that I never really mastered a musical instrument in my youth. I've given the guitar a bunch of shots, but I'm just not that guy, That's a special mindset to play an instrument. A lot of patience. I don't have that much patience. And the other side note of the deal is, right, like the other elective I had to take was Shakespeare, right? So I show up at this Shakespeare class. And again, it's the dude who doesn't want to be there, super stoned, the whole thing. The Shakespeare teacher starts giving me a hard time, right? So I start reading Shakespeare, man. Like, I'm one of those, like, she was giving me a hard time and I just didn't like her. So I'm one of those, like, oh, I'll play your game. So I start reading Shakespeare the whole time, and she thinks she's riding me hard until, like, the mid-semester paper comes in, and I think it was The Taming of the Shrew or Midsummer's Night Dream or something. I had to write a big paper on it. And I always like Midsummer's Night Dream. That was a pretty good one. Taming of the Shrew was good, too. Actually, I like Shakespeare. Shakespeare is pretty radical stuff. I don't know if it's all that it's cracked up to be, but so this teacher hated me, but I was super Johnny on it when it came to Shakespeare, and I smoked the class. I got an A to the point where the teacher at the end of the semester came in and like apologized for giving me such a hard time because I was actually one of her best students in class. I think Shakespeare was what really kicked education in high gear for me, realizing that I could do anything I set my mind to. Because up till that point, like, high school was sort of a drag, and I was busy being a stoner and a surfer, and, you know, school doesn't get that much attention when you're playing that game. And so Shakespeare was the first time I really had to, like, show up and be a student and do my homework and really get behind it. Anyway, thoughts about the last semester of high school. Just pay attention, man. Beat the teachers and the system at their own game by just going undercover and getting good grades. Yeah. Anyway, Solution out. High Frequency Day.